Shpudi and I actually calculated how much money Orange Logo and Absurd got.
Really?
Can't remember how much it was, but it was a lot.
Wow. Okay.
Absurd, I think, now with all the on the NA side with all the Go4 wins and the first WTS wins, second place on the second, I think they're up to somewhere around 60k or something.
What?
All in all.
Oh,
Wait,
right. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Maybe 50 something, about there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
It is indeed, and maybe they can extend that even further today as we go back into the game and we have a look who we've got. Just need to update those scores very quickly because they are indeed incorrect at the moment. We're going to have ROM's team on the ROM's not going to jail, sorry, over on the blue team, and we're going to have Sizzling Hot Pressure over on the red for now as well. So we have a bit of a team switch, so I'm just quickly doing that. And yeah, should be interesting. We've got Hibify on the team today as well, so that's going to be something different. Can quickly go over his build. He's actually playing with he's playing full Rabid condition builds, actually opted for the Sigil of Torment there as well, which is actually very, very nice, especially in team fights and such, especially if they're trying to get away or they get out of the damage he's currently doing. If he crits, he's going to be able to still get a nice little bit of condition up on his opponents, as well as going for that Sigil of Geomancy. You know, it's not too bad as well, the extra bleeding tick, and going for not so standard for Hibify actually. He's going for the he's actually gone further into alchemy, normally either going for tools there, but surprising. But he does change that up a little bit more, and he's going for that extra protection injection, just survivability more than anything, because he is going more into the Rabid, so you'd normally go into that line a bit more to offer up that defensive utility. Going over to Karzez, he's going to be running with the Dagger Pistol, and he's going to be going with the Panic Strike build, which we saw him run last Thursday on the Weekly Cup. And he's going to go for Blinding Powder instead of the Signet there. So Nick, what does the Powder offer up that is different to the Signet? I know, but it's nice for
everything is different there. But yeah, we don't have the Stun Breaker. There, but Blinding Powder definitely brings a lot to the table. I mean, okay, for the Signet, of course, Stunbreaker, Teleporter, it's a gap closer, and then you also have the Initiative regeneration. But Blinding Powder, yeah, you have an AoE stealth, you have Blind, it's a blast finisher. That's a lot of ticks, a lot of boxes ticked there for a good skill to take with you, and has been more dominant in terms of thieves lately. Most people now take Blinding Powder. I'm still, just because I'm used to the utility, still on the Signet. But yeah, Blinding Powder definitely a good choice there to take with you.
Would you say that Blinding Powder is definitely a lot better for the team fighting? Then obviously the Signet is more for single roaming, and the Blinding Powder is good for team support as well.
Yeah, you just need to be a bit careful with your positioning with the Blinding Powder. Otherwise, you're going to get maybe an unfortunate stealth situation with with an accidental cap or decap. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Just good to talk about these sometimes. As we go over to Eternia, who's playing Dagger. No, he's playing Staff Elementalist, going with the Pirate Rune there, and opting, of course, to go for the Glyph of Elemental. So he's probably going to be on his own a bit at the time, being able to solidify those caps, probably getting a nice amount of knockback and blockage coming off from that Earth Attunement as well with the Staff. And then obviously getting that extra bird for some nice damage, of course, from the Pirate Rune, which is the 6-piece set. So 50% chance to summon a parrot, which is always very useful if you want to get some extra damage. Yeah, indeed. And he's going to have that Glyph as well, which is going to give him that extra elemental. So probably opting for the more damage-orientated one in that. And then we're going to go over to Reiju, who's playing Shoutboy Warrior, which we've seen today already, and he's up to go for balance stance there as well. So he's actually going to go for the extra stability rather than the extra Condi remove and healing that comes with the other Shout, of course, which is obviously in combination with the Soldier's Rune, which is going to give you the removing of the conditions with the Shouts, but he's actually opted to go for that. So that's a little bit more stability and survivability, and also downing pressure, you know, and he can get things like the battle standard off quite well as well if someone tries to CC him. So a way
10.5 seconds. 10.5 seconds stability is just ridiculous, but yeah,
it's very useful.
Good utility to take with you, of course. also very nice. I mean, we've seen it happening more and more often. Just the combination of a good Fermi and then the Battle of Standard. Maybe want to take. I might actually take Fermi instead of one of the other guards.
Okay.
Yeah, although, well, the cooldown is so high, so that's a bit of a downside of Fermi. But yeah, definitely a good hard CC there.
Yeah, I mean the balanced stance cooldown is quite big as well, but I think it's one of those two is going to be very good and useful in terms of the battle standard, also trying to get those downs as well. So going over to Drazin now, he's going to be playing...
well, stability battle standard, yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah, man, exactly. Yeah, it's a great combination. Great combination.
It'll be interesting to see what happens after the stability changes.
Yeah, that's true.
When they come.
Ooh, looking forward to all these changes. A ton of stuff coming in, and Draz is going to just go out of the game. But he was playing DPS Guardian, and he was playing with the Traveler's Rune, so he's opting to go for that. If we just have a look at Tage, you can see the difference. He's actually going for the Rune of the Pack there, so opting for a little bit more damage and a Fury spike that he can come out, which is always nice. Whereas Draz has gone for a bit more of extra speed around the map and whatnot, so that's actually quite useful. We can go back into his point of view there, and you can see he is, of course, going for the standard weapons and standard traits there, as well as the standard utilities. And finally, no one, because we've been over the team, so we can get them to ready up.
Exactly. Yeah, they should have been able to ready up. It's still gonna take a while. Gonna tell them ready when ready. We kind of need to tell them before we're finished with the builds, because it's gonna take a while anyways.
I think it did, but it's gone up in the chat now.
Okay.
Randomly talk about nothing. But we've got some we've got some exciting stuff coming up. We also have the monthly, which is going to be on Wednesday from Cologne. I need to double check actually to see who's going to that. Let's have a look.
We have in there. I think your goose is cooked is in there as well. Then Orange Logo 55 TCG just barely made it, actually. On one of the, I think an 8th spot on a tie with another team that I think just got the points kind of for participation there. But I think we're one of the teams, I don't have it in front of me right now, so I'm kind of going from memory. If you have it actually.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get to it.
Okay. There is one team that I think can't participate because they split up. Is it Leaderboards of Alive, I think. We've seen two of them now playing Big D, of course. Two of those guys now playing somewhere else.
Yeah, indeed. I'm actually having a bit of trouble trying to find it. But yeah, as far as I remember, there's been a few different things. That roster changes happen so frequently in Guild Wars 2 sPVP at the moment that, sometimes it's almost inevitable by the time we get to the monthly, which is like 6 weeks from when the month actually starts, that some of these teams might actually be disbanded or might actually not be present with us anymore. But we look forward to their return or their reforming or whatever they want to do in the future.
And we definitely have like the top 4 teams in there, so it's going to be a good one either way.
Yeah, it should be a great cup indeed. And I'll see you there.
Yeah, you will.
It's going to be quite interesting. Nick's now kind of based in Cologne, so we're going to have a little bit of an interesting time down there. Should be quite cool. And we've got tons of stuff to look forward to.
Gonna eat Mongolian food, I heard.
Oh, good lord. Glaris is obsessed.
Yeah. It's actually a good place. I've been to the same chain, but somewhere else. You can eat interesting meats.
That sounded so wrong.
Okay. Kangaroo is quite tasty.
Kangaroo is very tasty.
Yeah.
And so we have got we're looking forward to the next WTS, which is going to be in Cologne. It's not confirmed as where exactly it will be, but guess we can guess where that's going to be.
What? The WTS?
Yeah, the next one. I'm just thinking about the next one.
That's actually been confirmed. It's going to be at Gamescom.
100%.
Yeah, it said Sputti has done an interview where it was confirmed, and there's another confirmation.
Okay, good. I don't want to say
some other announcement, but it's confirmed. Yes.
I was like 100% sure. Yes, but they didn't actually say it on the pod post. So I was like, oh, okay. So we're looking forward to that
As far
already.
as I'm aware, it's confirmed now. But even if it's not, it's very, very likely.
Well, we've had two as well. So we've had two WTSs, and they've come around very fast. And obviously, the qualifying for that will be decided how that will go, whether or not it will be the Go4s and whatnot. So if you want to get involved, I would have a chance of getting involved. Start looking at the Go4 website, and also get yourself in there. Get yourself involved in the weeklies as well, and the other tournaments which are run in Guild Wars 2. The Academic Gaming ones as well are quite good for amateur teams. But even the Go4s and the weeklies, you can cause an upset. You can cause some messy situations. Try and get involved if you can. sPVP scene is getting very awesome at the moment as we wait for the teams to ready up. And that's going to happen. Woohoo! We're going to go in game.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out in case someone forgot who wasn't readied up yet. But now we can finally go into the game. It's the semi-finals. And facing each other on the blue side, we do have not orange logo, not quite. It's kind of almost TCG and blackjack, if the old TCG. It is ROM's not going to jail. On the red side, we have Sizzling, HoT Pressure, and as I'm finally able to pronounce that name, they're probably going to name change very soon.
Yeah, indeed. You're probably right about that. We can see a few members going up to mid now. ROM not stealth. Tage inside is stealthed currently. Probably going to hit mid, maybe hitting Drazir, who's coming up from behind, actually. A good job from him. He's going to start... Wow! Port right onto Sizer there. Sizer has to disengage over to the side. A lot of focus on him. ROM also very low on HP. A nice engagement here from Sizzling, HoT Pressure. Tage under pressure, needs to use that heal. Block some nice damage coming in from Reiju and also Drazir there. But some nice scepter abilities coming out from Tage and Drazir, which is going to create a little bit of separation. Reiju on the other side there needs to try and be careful. And ROM trying to support Tage just on that side as well. So, actually, blue team pushed off of the mid, and they will get the cap there.
Quite interesting to see that just pretty much in the middle of the entire team fight, they're just Kaze and Sizer completely focused on one another. Yeah. Not really opting to pick a focus target or something. They just want to take each other out. Now both these actually moving towards the mine to make a 2v2 out of that, and that might actually be the deciding factor here. The damage on Hibify is good. He is going for the escape on the scaffolding on the side. Currently only Kaze keeping it neutral, but they aren't really going for the cap anyways. They just want the reset. Hibify now with a good portion of life back. Kaze in the refuge.
That was a nice
engage on low health. I had a little bit of a lag, and suddenly Kaze is almost down, dodging for his life. We have the heal turret exploding and bringing him back up to health. Kind of reset already. Are the thieves just going to disengage? At least Kaze is. Hibify now in a position to hold this for a bit longer, and they want to get the decap over on the henge in. But already ROM's not going to jail. Moving
nice immobilized there, which actually has caused Hibify to lose a lot of HP. Does get that heal off, but he's going to be pursued by Sizer here. And actually, Hibify is doing a great job at just surviving. And now we're actually going to see Articuno coming out as well. And the support comes out from Eternia there. Great job. That survival of Hibify and the support coming out from Reiju there. Wow. Epic defense. Epic support from these guys. Oh no, but that's
nobody paid attention.
That's the problem, isn't it? They focus on trying to survive, trying to help Hibify survive, and that's where the game's changing. The focus on keeping your team alive and making these more important now than getting the caps. And because in the long run, if you're going to be 5v4, 5v3, you can retake the map if you so wish or if you need to. And that's really where the focus is nowadays, which is actually really nice to see. And we're actually probably going to see Drazir going down here unless the support comes out for him. He's got a lot of pressure on the node. Kazis is trying to range from above and almost surround Drazir in any kind of AoE pressure. And I think he's going to go down here. He is indeed. He's off point, so really blue team don't need to focus too hard on trying to res him, and Tage just drops in the ring of warding there to make sure no one can go for that res. So only Cleave's coming down, and he's going to go down. And map at the moment, 1 cap apiece. 100 points about to be hit by ROM's not going to jail. And HoT Sizzle and HoT Pressure still very much in this in the early game.
But with this team fight, have a look on the HP bars of the blue team. Kaze completely choosing to, or the entire red team that was stationed there, completely choosing to ignore the res attempt and try to get as much cleave out, spread it out throughout the entire blue team as possible. And that might just have given them the opening on ROM. Are they gonna follow up? No, Hibify going down. So they're on the defensive refuge coming out, but he's not gonna be able to get the rest. The AoE is stacking. Can they get ROM maybe? We do have a second down. Cars there. Oh, the battle.
Oh no!
Helps Hibify not down yet, but ROM got the rest of that. Not the rally, just a simple res. That battle standard could have meant the rally if they would have been able to get ROM down, but yeah, the focus on that not good. Hibify, cars there, both in downstate again, and that might just snowball across the map.
That was really great from Orange Logo there. Sizzling hot pressure, unfortunately, like you said, not able to get the rest with the banner there. There was enough pressure down on the body of Hibify to make sure that he wasn't going to be coming back up. Hibify and Kaze is out, which means, you know, Orange Logo can move to that midpoint now and try and take that out as soon as possible. We've got, at the moment, Drezir and Articuno working on that. Drezir is still quite low, doesn't really want to be there for a considerable amount of time. Dishinich pulls Drezir off point and gets some nice damage ticks off him. Drezir comes out of node. Nice support coming out from Eternia and also Reiju to the point where Drezir can now just parkour around the side. That's a great movement from him. And Focus can't be engaged from Tage because he's on the other side of that fence there. So good movement from Drezir to survive that and make sure that he's not going to be out of this fight so that HoT can come back into the game and hopefully fairly shortly.
This situation just didn't go right for ROM's going to jail at all. They were going for the third point aggression, left the henge wide open with no idea of who's going to move there. Hibify, of course, taking advantage of that. They got the down, but they didn't really chase down Hibify, didn't prioritize, not Hibify, Drezir, didn't prioritize the kill there and try to just get a bigger wipe of the team fight. So now the double cap again, and the red team able to make up a bit of that lead that ROM's not going to jail has currently accumulated.
Exactly. And now it's not too bad. They should be able to come back now quite happily. We are going to have maybe a potential 2v1 over on the henge still kind of happening as Denshi starts to throw a ton of grenades down on the point. They start to re-engage now onto Eternia, who's actually popped that armor of earth there and is surviving ridiculously well. He does need some support though, which is going to be coming in the form of Drezir. He can drop in and actually get some nice burst off maybe if someone is unawares, maybe Tage. But Denshi, oh, almost getting the decap there, so close. What, 1 or 2 ticks and he's going to get that cap back almost to about a half now as Denshi has to actually go off node because the pressure is coming from Drezir there. Mid's still going to be in 2v2-ish, which is hovering around, although ROM is going to disengage there and go over towards the henge to make that a 3v2. Needs to be careful here. Kaze is going for the easy decap over on the mine though, as Orange
Not
Logo
easy.
They overcommitted there over to the henge maybe to a degree.
I've just been completely enthralled in this 1v1 between the thieves, starting off at all the way at the beach. We had Kaze with the respawn. Star's actually with a good idea to maybe after the respawn he might go for the decap, but Kaze spotted out on the beach, then Sizer tried to go for the engage, didn't manage that, and then an epic 1v1 moving from beach towards the mine, and brilliant situation there with not going for the down of Sizer, but rather just going for the sneaky decap. Double cap coming out again, just switching the points up a bit, henge going over to ROM's not going to jail.
And they're really having some problems. I mean, Orange Logo have on different occasions had issues with this French, I will say French team, with the Sizzling hot pressure guys on a lot of occasions. In all fairness, I mean, I'd like to see. I can't remember exactly who's taken the most games, but I think it's fairly even. I mean, obviously we're talking in terms of ROM's not going to jail now with one member down of the original Orange Logo lineup, but you know, it might be able to turn this around. The game is very tight at the moment, 280 points apiece now as we just start to see the red team take
the
over.
decap almost.
Maybe.
But Kaze makes it on point.
Oh no, he black powdered.
Still down. Are we going to see the down of Sizer first? No, we aren't. He's in the refuge. Drezir going down. Kaze caught in the cleave, manages to get out. Did we see the battle?
Yeah, we got the banner. It's a slow res though. Yeah. It was very slow. There was enough pressure almost to not bring them out. I actually expected that not to happen, but I think they chucked a bit of resin on there as well. Look at the cleave that's coming out onto the point. There's so much desperation to get someone down. Reiju does a great job at escaping there. So we go back onto the midpoint and see where the pressure else is. Actually, Kazes is really involved in all this cleave that's coming out onto the point. It's okay now.
Exactly equal points now with the decap from Jose on the hench point, stopping all of it at 3:02. That's going to be the benefit now for the red side for a couple of seconds. No, actually, almost equaling it up. We've got a stomp, Hibify out. That could be very dangerous because the blue team is just completely gaining control of the entire right side of the map at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. We can see actually Tage and ROM start to actually move forward over towards the henge and apply that pressure, which is good for them. But again, they've left Articuno in this position where he's in the 1v2 and he's going to lose the cap. So whether or not that was the best idea in that situation, I'm not too sure. But as long as they actually pick up this node, then it's fine. But really, in the long game, they're kind of losing out here. So not supporting their back point, but pushing forward.
Especially running into the respawn there, I think that was very questionable. I thought that maybe they were going for the quick kill on the hench and then Blackjack just keeping them busy, but they didn't want to lose the player and therefore moved on. The Articuno tried to disengage now the decap on the mid. This is going very, very well for Sizzling hot pressure. There we go. Also decap Articuno now on the mine point again in the big team fight on the hench. I think for once in their life they should have gone for the defensive option there.
Yeah, I feel you, because you know Sizzling hot pressure are good at punishing for mistakes and they know what they were going to do. These guys have played each other a lot now, and actually, like you said, the defensive mood would have probably been a bit less predictable than actually going for that full offense over towards the henge, because they just negated that by actually just getting that easy decap over on the mine there. So even if they lost the henge, they would have been okay, because they've actually got the mid now as well. And we've actually seen that Reiju has gone over
being handed over.
They're just switching caps.
Yeah, the midpoint is just there.
But the red team are winning on that.
Taking for everyone. Double out one cap for red coming in. And we actually have a lot of people down. Hibify, Kaze are both in downside.
Oh, they're so low!
The stomp on Hibify. There for the rally for the entire blue team. We see Kaze going back up again, but the pressure on Draze is actually not there anymore. Ring of Warding kind of keeping everyone down.
No way, yeah, I can't believe, yeah, they didn't continue that focus down on Draze there. Unfortunate for those guys. Then she has to pop that elixir. Oh, he had her elixir S there, I didn't notice that actually. And now, actually completely reversed the situation. Karzez goes down, because then she was so close. And elixir S really saves the day for him. And they can change that round and actually get the kill down on Karzez. And that's good for these guys. They're getting the kills, but they're still not getting really the caps here. And, oh no, Gazkina pops off node over on the mine just to make sure that he's not going to be taken out here. So low, look at that great job from him. Hibify is very low as well, but it should be okay as they have the pressure on the other team at the moment. Potential pull on Sizer was missed there because he did line of sight. That's a great job. Only cap coming in on the map at the moment is for the blue team. They are behind by 40 points exactly at the moment, starting to get those ticks. Eternia down, Dresden down over on the henge. We're going to see a boss pick up from Rom's not going to jail, which is going to push them
both sides
close. Oh my god, we're going to see this from the red team. We're going to see a steal.
Obviously, the creatures
we might
are taking advantage of. First one, the second one, not in range for a steal on that one, so still ahead with a couple of points. The red team here, we see an engage on the midpoint, and this kind of breathing room of taking the creature might have given the red team just that little bit of time they need for the regroup. Only 30 points, and well, they've taken the objective, also the red team taking the objective of the map. Aside from just giving them points, they might be able to take their 5 points coming with Hibify and leaving him there, really taking the advantage. This is going to be a close one. Stomps could decide that. Stomps pretty much will decide this.
It's going to be damn close at the moment. I mean, we've got over on the henge. This is what originally Rom's not going to jail have now been more defensive, which is what they needed to be before. They will start to tick over, and if they hold the 2 cap, they're starting to get kills now. Karzis is very low himself, needs to be careful. He's gone into the down state. The cleave is good. Like, if they actually come into that... Oh, whoa, he comes... Actually, bad. Oh, no, again! Oh, my God! The amount of burst that came out there. We've seen a 5-point different game in this matchup, and very tight towards the end there.
One stomp would have taken that, and they choose the engage on Denshi. Oh, I think that was a bit of a mistake on that one, but yeah,
It would have been
those,
500, 500. You would have had your dream there. What I was
yeah.
talking about earlier. It would have been a 500, 500 if they'd got a kill. Intense game there for both teams, I'm sure. Good comeback from the Orange Logo guys. I know it wasn't a massive amount of points that they were coming back from, but still, nevertheless, it was indeed a comeback. And yeah, we can ask those guys to ready up as soon as possible and get on with the second game, because I'm sure we are all excited to go into that next game. So good stuff from the
Are you
teams.
still there?
I'm still here.
Oh.
Hello? Uh-oh.
Eat my dust.
We've lost Nick, everyone.
Oh, are we back?
Yes, indeed. I believe it's you.
Disconnect or lag or?
I'm not too sure. I need to just go into the game to make sure I can get you back on the good old camera there and try and reinitiate.
Oh yeah, there we go. I also disconnected from the map actually. Just got moved over to character selection. That's a bit curious. So let's see if I can get back into this map fast enough.
Maybe just a bit of a leg spike.
Yeah.
You can stick your camera
I mean,
on as well.
there is the German stream going on this side. Wait,
yes.
my cam is. Ah, there we go.
There we go. We missed you, man. We missed you.
It's nice to be back. Nice to be back.
Welcome back. Fun times. At least it's not me. This. Oh wow. Why did I say that? Why did I say that? So guys, I hope you hope you're enjoying the ESL. Rest in peace, everyone says. I hope you're enjoying the ESL Go4GW2 Cup. Number 20. We've been doing this for a bit now. It's looking pretty good. We've also been doing the ESL Weekly Cup for about, it will be the 70th week this week as well. So we are still very much going with the sPVP scene. We've got almost 1.2k in terms of viewers as well, guys. So make sure you tell everyone in the Miss NAU. Also tweet it out. Let's push for some more viewers actually, because it would be nice to get 1.5k. We hit quite a lot of viewers as well at WTS this past week. So
oh yes,
it's exciting stuff, and we've still got new maps
one.
coming out. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's a good one to get the viewers in for sure. But yeah, the action is pretty tight, and we are only in the semi-final at the moment, and looking like, I wonder if we've got an advance of the brackets as I find out that I'm on the wrong
the
page.
action. I think the match was just too awesome for my connection to handle it.
Probably.
So
That sounds like
I just got the DC slap from the closeness of the
DC
match. But yeah, the more likely option is that there might be a bit of a lack of internet connection going around in this house, because the German cast is going on the other side of this wall right there, which you can't see.
Maybe we should do like a little invasion. Just take your camera around there and just be like, the ESL English Cup, the ESL English stream and German stream combined.
Oh no.
One day I'll learn German and that can happen. Just as a fun thing. Should be interesting.
Why
Okay.
not? Why not? Shwadi actually once during, I think, the one before the last Go4, he threw a Char plushie through the screen, but we weren't on camera, so nobody saw.
Maybe
I dare you. Hit me.
changing things up.
Yeah.
Looking good at the moment. We have got most of the players in, just waiting for a couple of people to ready up, and then that's a lie, everyone. I'll just say go, because that will make me feel good. And yeah, so we're just waiting for these teams to ready up. We'll be with you in the semi-final second game, which has been taken, first one taken by ROM's Not Going to Jail, with 4 team members from Orange Logo who won WTS in Boston. That is info for if you have just logged in. I know I've said it a few times, but always good to update. And we are on the second map, Legacy of the Faux Fire. And it's going to be exciting to see how we see these teams come out. I mean, potentially the control. I mean, what do you reckon we're going to see in this game? Do you think we're going to see a little bit more defensive rotations coming out from ROM's Not Going to Jail? I mean, like you said before, which was actually a good point, just as I go into game here, sorry. When they actually went for the full offensive there, they did kind of slip up and they lost their point. And Articuno is then in a 1v2 situation, which didn't work out too well for them, unfortunately.
It depends on the moment. You need to pick the right one to be offensive, the right one to be defensive. That one right there was a definite example for defense sometimes also works, but well, these teams, I think both get. Hello, dogs.
Sorry. Wow. That was very negative rooms away.
The scene has kind of moved to the way that capture points are the secondary objective on the map and just a result you get out of kills. So you are going for the more aggressive team fights. You want to pick the first target, and afterwards, if you get the double cap and if you get one down, you want to follow up with the second down before the respawn comes in, just to keep that keep that player advantage on the map. But running 2v4 into the respawn, not really the best of ideas. Or 2v3 into the respawn is not really the best of ideas.
Maybe
but
there's a hope to maybe take the point and maybe pigeonhole people in, but I don't think hot pressure really, they don't fall for that a lot of the
maybe
time,
get the sneaky decap, something. I don't know. Maybe a bit of a lack of map awareness there, where the players actually are. But we're going to see how it works out on this map. Currently, one win going over to... it was ROM, right?
Indeed, ROM won the first game. So we put in
so
chat...
close, I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtag ROM or hashtag HoT. Who's going to pick up this second game? Will HoT come back? And when we go to Kylo, stick it in chat. Let us know what you think. But we are going to go into the legacy of the Fofar, our second map, which will feature ROMs not going to jail with the first game taken. And Red Team needs to pick up a win to stay in.
Whoever moves to mid and it's going to be ROM, he's going to have a bad time. Definitely, but we see maybe the defense is Sizer and Tage lining up behind him. The engage is starting. Are we gonna half HP already? Knockback comes in. He manages to dodge lots of it, and good escape on the gravestones on the side, jumping back on the point, keeping it neutral, and Brom just being a hero, but the knockdown, immobilized coming out. He needs some support from his fellow players there. There it comes. Denshi with the exploding turret, and Sizer also trying to negate as much damage despite the aggression on some players. Kaze splitting up from all of that. His being there might have actually brought ROM down, but the decab on the waterfall is going to bring a bit of a plus towards the side of Sizzling hot pressure nonetheless.
Indeed, some great movement there from ROM and also the team to come out and support him. We do have the pressure coming onto Hibify now as they have survived that engagement. Hibify is going to go into the downside ring of warding coming out. Kaz is trying to go for a res there. Banner brings them both up. Perfect banner from Reiju there as he comes into the point. Did use that stability as well, I do believe, to make sure that was going to happen. So great combination there. Sizer actually going down. Both teams using these opportunities very well, but the resing has been very successful until now, where Sizer has gone down. Now ROM's going down, and many team members on the red team were very low. But it looks like the Sizzling hot pressure has actually, you know, could have used that a bit better there with the whole pressure thing, but unfortunately didn't. But now, a great job. Oh no! Now we can see Denshi and Tage going down as well. And that is a considerable wipe from the ROMs not going to jail there. Good job. And they should be able to push over this map quite successfully and potentially even get a free cap.
They definitely need to get the good pressure on the quarry now. They shouldn't put too much importance on the waterfall, I think. Just keep Hibify there to keep it neutral. Jaze, don't move there. You're going to be in a 2v2 in a second, and maybe the respawn is going to make it more difficult. The mid camp, of course, a big bonus there to have, and also the engage. So the blue team deciding for 2-split. No, Articuno moving away from that, and he's just in the middle of a lot of people from the enemy team. What is he trying to accomplish?
Many things. Waterfall is where all the action is, of course, at the moment. ROM's still quite low here, needs to be careful. Does try and back out of there with that sword number 2, and then does get immobilized by that third skill on the Guardian Scepter, of course. We can see Kazes coming in to offer up some support, potentially trying to go for Tage here. They're going to focus in now. Tage has tried to line of sight on the bottom of the point there, just a bit, so we can't see that port coming out from Dresser. Dresser is very low now, as Tage did. The focus was really on him, and he has to use that heal to get out, and they're actually just going to kind of gather up him, Kazes and Hibify starting to disengage now, realizing that maybe... Oh no, the nice port with the actual ring of warding onto ROM there was a great move, but Hibify has gone down behind him. Will they be able to take out ROM to actually get Hibify back up? No, Denshi's able to get down. ROM's still very low. good movement and good ideas there from Sizzling HoT Pressure, but I think you're right from earlier, you know, if they put that pressure on towards the waterfall, they started to lose bodies by the wayside.
And losing bodies is not a thing you really want. Sizer now with the attempt to get the decap on the quarry, and that's actually going to happen. We had before Kuno, before I questioned his placement between those 2 points, but he really tried to go for the decaps there, having a bit of a chase with his counterpart on the other team, Eternia. Didn't get the decap there, and afterwards good movement with the fallback of Kaze to keep the mid contested. But yeah, now with the decap, Sizer and Eternia 1v1, we saw the fire elemental come out, and who's gonna be the supporting player there turning this 1v1 around?
So I think Kazis was thinking about it, but he was very, very low on HP, so he's had to disengage, and he's going to actually re-team up with Drazer there as they come up the left-hand side of the map. Are they going to lose the decap? They're losing mid completely?
Yeah. There was too much pressure on them and they completely retreated.
Yeah.
So no importance to the cap again. Kaze, very quick engage, trying to get the benefit on their side, bringing Tage down and afterwards moving towards the waterfall. But the decap is not going to be it. Articuno has his eye on him. Tage still down, Rage going for the stomp on the midpoint. Sizer coming in. Denshi would be the potential next target. But what is happening on the side there? Only now really the guys coming in to gain this midpoint.
Yeah, just as you say that, Denshi does get taken into the downstate. No point really in trying to go for the res unless a bandit can come out, which is exactly what happened. But Denshi's so low on HP that he needs to get out of there, or needs to, well, the protection's not working. Oh my god, Lord, the damage coming out and finishing them off with a nice little bit of torment is going to bring him down. Not res is just not enough. There's too much cleave. Look at the damage coming out from the red team on that body, and no survivability there at all is coming out. And it's going to be very much a one cap on each side with the fight in the mid. Very old school Guild Wars 2 sPVP in the moment is occurring, but red team do have the extra numbers in there, so you really give it to them at the moment. And Orange are going to need to maybe think whether or not this is worth it. Hopefully Denshir can get back into this fight ASAP, but surprisingly, in a 4v5 situation, Drezzy has gone down. Kaz is going to come up, and we're going to see the War Banner again. Awesome use of the War Banner at the moment in combination with the different stances and also the different utilities to make sure that those aren't being interrupted. And great support again from the red team to make sure that team members aren't going to go down. But we have seen the decap of the waterfall here.
Oh, and ROM wanted to negate there, but he's walking in there just barely getting out of the situation in the mid-fight. And just being the potential engaged for Kaze, not really getting him out with the first strike. Now Sizer's also on his heels. Kaze should definitely try and go for the attack on Sizer, but he's being caught out first. Burning is on him. Gets that removed with the Shadow's Embrace, but he's out of stealth with just one hit. Withdraw back up and ready, but from the side he can't move too far towards the waterfall, otherwise ROM will be able to assist. Now Eternia coming in. That situation is kind of done and dealt with already. Are we going to see complete push to the waterfall maybe?
Yeah, I mean, they actually lost Drazer there over on the mid, which is why, you know, they had to pull out of the mid fight, which is probably why he got some support in the first place, actually. Now Eternia can potentially get the... He can get the decap over on this waterfall if he's left in this 1v1, but then she has a couple of knockbacks himself. Well,
it's almost a thing with the waterfall.
There we go.
You have this nice fence on the side, so if you play properly, it's really hard to get the decap on that one.
Yeah, that's true. Should be able to be okay, especially if Drezzy comes in there. Sizer comes in with the steal from the warrior and does a lot of damage as well onto Drezzy. Drezzy needs to be very careful. He's going to use that heal to mitigate a lot of that damage and just block it from coming into him, but still the focus needs to try and get off node. That's what he's just done. A lot of condition pressure as well as the direct damage coming out from Sizer and the rest of the team as well as ROM. And Sizer's just gone into the downstate as well. He was really immobilizing a lot of that cleave ported away as well.
Oh, he's trying to heal himself. Eternia going in for the rest on Drezzy.
Oh my god, it's so close!
Have Sizer down. They might actually get the damage on him.
No way!
Over committing to that so far.
Oh, Sizer goes down! Rally
with the damage on Sizer. Really holding out there and picking the right moment to initiate the self-res there with the 4 ability and downstate.
Good job. And then we also saw Denshi go down there as well. Low HP, has been able to stealth out here using that Elixir S, which he seems to be opting for instead of the Slick Shoes, which really on so many occasions has been ridiculously useful. So Elixir S, nice to see that being used a bit more here. And yeah, good job from those guys. Still surviving, even though they did lose a member there. But the thing is, Rom now very low himself. Couple of conditions, nice ticking, but should be able to negate that with the Signet ticks. They're coming back onto him, of course, with Celestial.
Oh, this is so offensive.
Whoa,
The offensive
really
on Rom there,
take
Tage coming in from the side. That's very dangerous to get in there. But we see a good engage actually in mid, because two people are collapsing from the sides. We saw Jose falling back, and Kaza now joining the battle. They want to just keep them busy at the waterfall and move it over to Articuno. He should have had the call now that, guys, mid is suffering. Mid is suffering, really. We're going to see the Vapor Form to negate that a bit. Nobody moving at all. Vapor Form still keeping the cap. Then afterwards, the second attempt on the stomp is going to be that. Is Rom's going to J really opting for the team wipe there? Because after the down of Articuno, they can now move over to the waterfall and keep the pressure going.
They've actually completely lost out as well. So even with 3 members from Sizzling Hot Pressure over on the mid to take Articuno out, they couldn't take down the Sizzling Hot Pressure members.
Sizer DC.
Oh, I've not seen that as well. Good lord, that would be a potential reason. We're so engaged in all the fighting.
Yeah, Sizer DC might have been a bit for he was still in on the scoreboard apparently, at least for Mo. For me, he's gone now, so we do see an AFK somewhere. Who's going AFK actually? Drozzy, I think.
Sure, yeah, Drozzy's just standing there on the point, just off point. Yeah. Not sure how long ago that was. We are still 40, 50 points ahead at the moment for those guys, but still possible for Orange Logo to come back into the game. Sizer jumps back in, which means Drozzy can reinitiate, so he'll probably start jumping into the fight now as if Sizer had respawned. So here we go, should be okay. Reiju has gone down to low HP now. The rest of the members can push into the map. We have seen the decap happening over on the quarry now as Articuno is over there versus Hibify, so that fight should be sustained for a while. And with the fights still this close, Rom's not going to jail, still very much in this game as we have one decap, and of course we get to that 350 point mark where the Lord kill can come in and bring the game to either team, but still Orange Logo / Rom's not going to jail / whoever else you want to call them are very close to that 350 point mark now as well.
They are close, but they are falling by the wayside. We do have Articuno just being left there to bleed, but Reiju down on the mid fight. That might be the moment in time they really need. If they get the decap on the midpoint, then they can really hold it out until they get the 3. And there it is, decap. We're going to see a 350 weight here. Definitely trying to not lose members. Denchi needs to really be careful. They need the members for the Lord Rush afterwards. I don't think they can actually continue this with the double cap coming out anytime soon.
Eternia down as well is really good. They could even just roll over the map. But yeah, exactly. That just completely takes away like so much of what they've done. But at least they got the kills there. Now they need to push out onto the map. They need to roll over it fast. Or they need to think about going for that Lord Rush, because now we're starting to hit that point marker. We got 20 points now for red. Have they got the blue? They've got the mid at the moment. Rom's going to finish getting that cap. What are they going to go for here? They're going to go for the Lord Rush. They're going to go for the map. They might be going for the map now. If they can sustain over on the waterfall and get the decap over on the quarry, that wouldn't be too much of a bad situation. They are 2v1ing that, and they've been very risky here. They've got the decap over on the quarry. Rom is immobilized there off point. Should be able to take him out as we see Eternia get onto the node. But we're going to see the disengage from Sizer. That might be a mistake actually, because the easy rate can come out from Eternia, of course. He can pop that Armor of Earth, get the static field, which is exactly what he's done there, and actually cause a lot of problems. So good job from Sizer to come back up. I'm wondering what Rom shouted in TeamSpeak just then. But no points are ticking in for red at the moment. Only kills if they get any, and we've got 2 downs. We've got Reiju in the down state, Hibify out of the game, and Eternia will go down fairly shortly as he is in this 1v2.
On the waterfall, we just saw the benefit of the blinding powder negating the first stomp. Mid still in the hands of Rom's not going to jail, but Cars are moving in for the decap, and we actually have the follow-up of Articuno there. He should be fast enough, especially with the fiery greatsword. Just in time, making it on point. Double cap coming out. It was really a good move to go over to the quarry and +1 that from Sizer there, because with that, they are now actually in a position to play the map and not go for the risky decap. How are they even keeping themselves alive on the waterfall? That is currently completely baffling me.
Like I know, but you know, it seems almost impossible because they've just been doing it for so long. Like, you can see the war battle standards as well. And actually, red team have gone for desperation move. They're going for that initiate on the Lord. Orange, Rom's not going to jail. Are not going to go for the Lord as it stands at the moment. And red team are really pushing in. They can go for it. They're close, but they're still 17 points away. Even if they get the rush, they're not going to win the game. Sorry, they are going to win the game. I was just on 350. Yes. I was sorry about that. My bad.
No, we are. But
I
the 3 cap is coming out. 50 points only to go for the blue team. This is not really much room to work with. Khazir down already. This was a really sloppy executed Lord Rush. You could feel the desperation move in there. They were losing control all over the map, and with Khazir down already, the damage on the Lord is not going to be that much.
Oh, it's still 50%.
A target on him? Half HP.
Oh my god.
We have the bleed stacks, but the condition remove is good.
8 points left.
50%. That's not really going fast enough.
2 points.
The next tick is going to bring the win for Orange Logo, and with the 2-0 victory, they will be moving on to today's finals.
I have no idea why I said they were on 350 points. Apologies for that. I think I just went back in time there by 100 points. And Orange Logo / Rom's not going to jail / whatever have picked up the second game, and we'll see them in the final versus 55 HP Monks. Awesome.
Yes, we will. Oh, they moved on already. Nice.
Yeah. That was that. Yeah, I think so. Oh, did I assume? No, I did. I assumed. My bad. I'm going forward in time, and I'm going back in time at the same time. I'm just everywhere.
Nice.
It's been a bit crazy month for Guild Wars 2. You have to forgive me for that. Okay, yeah. So
time is just a concept. Don't believe in it.
It's not linear anymore. I've just decided.
It's wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Hey, Doctor Who.
Never thought I'd ever. Yeah, I was gonna say. I've never heard you say that before. That's very English. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go to a break very quickly. We will see you very soon, and we'll see you in the final, which at the moment is going to be Rom's not going to jail versus ? Could be 55 HP Monks, or it could be, is it your goose is not...
The goose is cooked,
oh, it is
okay,
cooked.
Salt.
Okay.
Is it cooked? Is it not cooked?
It's
At least
cooked,
salt.
You're right, it's fine. It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, guys, we will see you very soon for the ESL Go4 Guild Wars 2 Cup number 20. We're back with you with the final very shortly. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you very shortly.